Hi everyone. I almost didn't record this video today because my hair looks like shit and I'm tired. But then I remembered nobody cares about my hair. They care if I show up. If you're stuck in perfectionism paralysis, afraid to post or launch or go live until everything is perfect, this video will set you free. I hope. Because while you're perfecting, someone else is connecting, and connection is going to win every time. This lesson took me years to learn and cost me tons in lost revenue. Perfectionism hits neurodivergent entrepreneurs especially hard. RSD, sensitivity dysphoria, or even just rejection sensitivity without taking it all the way up, makes us hyper aware of potential criticism, so we try to make things bulletproof. Our brains say if it's not perfect, it's garbage. There is no middle ground. We see every flaw, every way it could be better, every potential problem. And underneath it all is, who am I to put this out there? We're trying to protect ourselves from criticism by being perfect. But perfectionism is the criticism. We're just doing it to ourselves first. While we're perfecting, we're not connecting, we're not serving, we're not selling, we're not actually reaching our people. So let me tell you what your audience actually cares about. They want someone who gets their struggle. That's the connection, not perfection. They want strategies that work even when the delivery is messy. They're drowning in polished bullshit. Every time they open social media, they see it. They crave real. They'd rather hear from you regularly with something that is good enough than occasionally with something that is perfect. They want to know there is a real person behind the content. They don't need perfect lighting, flawless graphics, zero typos. We think they're judging our production quality. They're actually evaluating whether or not we can help them. I've made sales from emails with typos. Nobody cared. They cared about the solution I was offering. Let's talk about what perfectionism is actually costing you. Every month that you delay launching because it's not perfect is lost revenue. If your course could make you $5,000 a month and you delay 6 months perfecting it, that's $30,000 gone. Every valuable post or video sitting in drafts is a missed connection. Speaking gigs, collaborations, partnerships pass you by while you're perfecting. People who would love your work find someone else because you're invisible. Trust is built through consistent presence, not occasional perfection. The constant anxiety of, is this good enough, is exhausting. Not publishing leads to guilt, which makes it harder to publish next time, which creates more guilt. So you're stuck in a cycle of, I can't do it and I feel guilty about not doing it. Trying to achieve perfection is literally impossible. So you're setting yourself up for failure. Let me tell you about the perfect launch. It doesn't exist. You picture everything working flawlessly, everyone loving it, zero problems. So you spend weeks or months trying to eliminate every possible issue. Every launch has problems. Mine, your favorite gurus, everyone's. I've had launches where the payment button broke, where I had typos on the sales page, where the email went out with the wrong link. All of those launches still make money because people buy the solution to their problem, not the perfect execution. Waiting for a perfect launch means never launching. If you launch it good enough, you can fix the problems as they come up. The 80-20 rule for content. Done is always better than perfect. Always. If something is 80% done, publish it. There's someone out there who needs that content today, not in 3 months when you finally get it to what you deem perfect. You can't improve based on feedback if you never publish. You need the feedback in order to improve. Otherwise, you're just trying to improve what you already have in your head. Every time you publish, despite some imperfection, you're going to build confidence. I've updated courses after launch. I've added modules. I've fixed errors. It's fine. You can iterate on version 1. You can't iterate on something that doesn't actually exist. So give yourself permission to publish version 1. Over-polished content can actually hurt your trust. When everything is too perfect, it signals big corporation or disconnected expert. Your audience wants to know, is this really you, or is this a marketing team that's making everything perfect? Imperfection signals authenticity. This is a real person dealing with real challenges who really gets it. For neurodivergent audiences, especially, imperfection is relatable because you live messy lives. I get it. We see the typo, we see the messy hair, the real moment and think this person is like me. Maybe they really do get it. That builds trust faster than any amount of polish. I'm not saying be sloppy. I'm saying prioritize authenticity over polish. How do you know when something's ready? You ask yourself, does it deliver what you promised? Does it solve the problem? Can someone understand it and implement it? That's all that matters. Would the version of you who struggled with this problem last year, 6 months ago, 3 years ago, whenever, would that person find it helpful? Are there any ethical or safety issues? If the answer to that is yes, fix them. But be honest. Are you delaying because it needs work or because you're scared? If it's fear, that's your sign to publish. 90% of the time, what we think needs more work is actually, I'm just scared to put it out. If it delivers value, is clear, and is safe, it's ready to go. This video right here, I decided it was good enough before I even started recording. I don't edit, I record and I publish. Being present means your audience knows you're there. They see you, they hear from you, they connect with you consistently. Some days you might be on fire. Other days you're just showing up. Both count. You can engage with comments, answer questions, acknowledge people. You share what's working and what's not. When you mess up, you own it. That builds incredible trust. You show the behind the scenes, the messy middle, the real human. What doesn't work for your audience is disappearing for 2 months to create that perfect piece of content. One perfect post per month is way less valuable than 3 good enough posts per week. Consistency beats perfection because presence builds relationships. They have to see you to get to know you. And when they get to know you, then they want to be around you more. So let's talk about your biggest fear, someone calling out your mistakes. Most people don't even notice the typo, the lighting, the awkward transition. Those who notice don't care. They're focused on the value. I'm an English teacher. I notice typos all the time in books I'm reading, in content I'm consuming online. I don't care. I'm not emailing that creator and saying, you forgot a comma here. You use this pronoun incorrectly. Is it in my head? Yes, it's in my head. I don't judge them for that. I know not everybody's an English teacher. I am also an English teacher who makes mistakes. Sometimes I'm looking at my slides, I'm going, ooh, that's not sounded right. Oh, wait, I forgot to do that. It happens. Most people don't care. If someone does mention an error, you say thank you. Fix it if you can. Move on. And sometimes someone's going to be a dick about it. That's a them problem, not a you problem. If they didn't find that typo, they would find something else to complain about. They're not your people. Every mistake you make and survive proves to yourself that you can handle imperfection, and you build those confidence muscles that you need. Here's why publishing imperfect work is actually better business. You find out what people actually struggle with, not what you think they struggle with. You discover what parts are most valuable, and sometimes you're surprised by this. And the improvements you make are based on actual user experience, not your assumptions. You're making money while you improve instead of waiting to make the money after you perfect something. Products evolve naturally based on how people use them. And I see this in my membership all the time because I create things based on what I think people need. But then as I get feedback, well, this is good, but can we have? Or do you have this kind of Google Sheet? Or do you have a resource for this? And then if I don't have it, I know what's next to create because my people have asked for it and they know they need it. You can't improve something that doesn't exist yet. Like I said, my membership has evolved so much based on what my members actually need, not what I thought they would need. Version 1 would have been totally different if I spent 6 months of planning instead of just launching and learning. The market teaches you what perfect looks like, but you can't figure it out in isolation. And when I say perfect, I don't mean like that ideal. I'm talking about perfect for your people. It needs to be out in the open. People need to have access to it so that then you can improve it. Here's the magic of consistently choosing present over perfect. The first time you publish something imperfect, it's terrifying. But then nothing bad happens. The world keeps turning. And usually you get some positive feedback. Someone says thanks. Someone says, hey, I needed to hear this. And your brain learns imperfect content still helps people. The second time is less scary. The 10th time is almost easy. Eventually, your default becomes good enough to help instead of perfect or nothing. I used to agonize over every post I wrote. Now I write it and hit send. This freedom is massive because you can move so much faster. It's not as draining on you, on your energy and your time, but your people are still getting the value. I'm giving you permission to be imperfect. Post with typos. Yes, proofread, but if one slips through, it's fine. I'm an author. Every time I publish a book, it's been through multiple hands, lots of different people. Typos still happen. There's no escaping it. We're all human. Launch before it feels ready. Launch when it's good enough, not when it's perfect. You can always go back in and make changes. Record in one take. You don't need 15 takes. One genuine take is almost always better. I never do more than one take unless I totally flub like the first 2 seconds. Other than that, I go through. That's why sometimes I stumble on my words. Sometimes my eyes roll up and I have to think about things. It is me, real person. Messy hair, no makeup, whatever. Your hair, your background, your lighting. If it's clear and people can hear you, it's fine. You can change your mind publicly. You're learning as a business owner to evolve. You can pivot. People can see that. It's okay to be human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make changes, and then you're going to grow. The truth is, people follow people. They want to see the real you. So let's talk about that gap between your fear and reality. You find a typo after posting and you start to spiral. Everyone thinks I'm incompetent. I'm so stupid. If they notice, they're like, huh, a typo. Anyway, back to the content. We assume they're scrutinizing everything, but they're not. They're focused on, does this help me? Do I trust this person? Is this valuable? They're not focused on perfect grammar, ideal lighting, flawless execution. Think about the content you consume. Do you reject helpful content because of small imperfections? No. You overlook minor issues if the content delivers value. Your audience does the same for you. They're way more forgiving than you are of yourself. So let's pull this all together into operating principles. If you can help someone today with something that is good enough, that beats helping them perfectly in a month. Real feedback from real people improves your work. Your perfectionist assumptions don't, because what you think is perfect might not be what they actually need. Trust is built through that consistent presence, not the occasional perfection. In a world of AI and polished content, your humanity is what makes you stand out. Forward movement beats standing still, trying to be perfect. When you adopt a present first, you build faster, stress less, and connect more. And counterintuitively, you often make more money because you're actually publishing or sending, you're putting your stuff out there. I need to be really direct with you for a minute, as if I haven't been all this time. While you're perfecting, life is still happening. There's someone out there who needs your help right now. They can't wait for your perfect version. They need help today. So if you're not publishing, if you're not putting your stuff out in the world, they're finding someone else. They're finding someone who sends things or publish things imperfectly. Your competitor who's okay with good enough is building an audience while you're editing what you already have. Every day you delay launching your stuff is a day of zero revenue. And the longer you wait, the scarier it gets. The only way out is to publish or send something. Not next week, not when it's ready, today. Do it. So don't let this be another video that you watch and do nothing with. Right now, think of something that you've been perfecting. A post, a product, a video, an email, an offer. Is it good enough to help someone? Be honest. If the answer is yes, then it's ready. Publish it today before your perfectionism can talk you out of it. Comments down below what you're publishing so that we can celebrate your courage, your bravery for doing it, and tag a fellow perfectionist who needs to hear this. I promise you'll survive, and you'll probably be surprised by the positive response. Feel the fear and publish anyway. Let's support each other in taking that imperfect action by stating what you're going to do. Follow me for more permission to be imperfect. Thank you for being here and for being brave enough to go ahead and publish. Remember, your audience doesn't need perfect. They need you, present and imperfect. Now go publish something imperfect and watch what happens.